morning and welcome to our official grand opening of the Community Connection Center for the Salt Lake City Police Department. My name is Deputy Chief Josh Sharman. I've been asked to give you an outline of today's speakers and how this is going to go. Before I wanted to just take a minute and mention how important the work of not only our staff, but the combination of our mayor's office and our city council to actually get this program up and running, and what a terrific partnership we've experienced with our service providers as well. In particularly, I'd like to thank the Art Space company. They have worked with us to facilitate us having this storefront, and we couldn't be doing this project without them, so we appreciate it. The outline of today's speakers are going to be Chief of Police Mike Brown, followed by Mayor Jackie Biskupski. Following the mayor will be Vice Chair of the City Council, Stan Penfold, and batting cleanup will be Councilman Derek Kitchen from District 4. And with that, I'll turn the time over to Chief Brown.
Thank you very much for being here today. You know, the culture of this area, from a police perspective over the last 20 years, has been arrest, arrest, arrest. I know that because I was down here for many years, conducting different type of operations, making those arrests. And what we've learned over the last few years is we cannot arrest our way out of this problem. There are addicted individuals. Now, addiction is a chronic brain symptom. When you incarcerate somebody, there is no help for that addiction or that problem. When you arrest a mental health individual that needs some sort of treatment, incarceration is not what helps them. And we've been doing this for years and years and years. It's about time that we look and find some sort of paradigm shift. I know as I made those arrests, I kept thinking to myself, we've arrested I don't know how many people. Why don't they just get it? They shouldn't come down here and buy drugs. Well, that paradigm shift has come to the police department in the reality that we need to rethink what we do. Instead of arresting these people, we need to provide them some sort of avenue so that they can heal, so that they can cure those addictions, so they can become better members of our society. And today is a monumental day, and it's through great leadership of Mayor Biskupski and our Salt Lake City Council that we are now opening the doors to our Community Connection Center. This is a place where we can connect the dots within people's lives. We can start hooking them up with the services they so desperately need so that they can find their way back into the wellness that they deserve. The mission of this Community Connection Center is to provide a safe environment for people to access individualized care, support, and appropriate community resources. Today, we start connecting people to those services, and we start healing the problem instead of incarcerating the problem. Gandhi once said, a nation's greatness is measured by how it treats its weakest members. Today, Salt Lake City and the Salt Lake City Police Department are measuring very strong. And with that being said, I'd like to turn the time over to Mayor Biskupski, and I know, because I've worked very closely with Mayor Biskupski, that she often says, we have to do better. We have to do better for these folks down here. And today, we are doing better. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the opening of the Community Connection Center. This center has been a long time in the making and is the result of collaboration between many stakeholders, including the City Council, the Salt Lake City Police Department, and this community. I want to particularly acknowledge Councilmember Stan Penfold, who is here with us today and has, without question, been the most ardent advocate for this facility and the social worker program. Thank you, Stan. We know mental illness and substance abuse are two of the main issues we need to address in dealing with those experiencing homelessness. By connecting individuals in need with mental health and substance abuse services, this facility and the social workers staffing it are providing a critical role in our ongoing efforts to find lasting and compassionate solutions to homelessness, particularly in this neighborhood. This center is designed to service those most in need, those who are most at risk of being taken advantage of by the criminal element who prey on them simply because they are experiencing homelessness. By providing concrete services to this population, we are also making strides in alleviating some of the stress in the Rio Grande neighborhood, something I know neighbors and businesses in this area are critically focused on. This center is a key piece of a holistic plan Salt Lake City is creating to serve those experiencing homelessness in our community. A fundamental piece of this plan is also the site selection process currently underway, which will identify locations for 2 new resource centers in Salt Lake City. Unlike the current shelter model, the new resource centers will be designed to provide services like these in the CCC. And like the CCC, the new resource centers will be focused on identified individual populations experiencing homelessness, allowing us to better tailor services and to separate those truly in need from those who are part of the criminal element. When in place, these centers will also help alleviate most of the pressure on this neighborhood. I want to thank those individuals in that process as well, particularly the residents of Salt Lake City who have been engaging in this with Salt Lake City through the process in a constructive and compassionate manner. We know in speaking about this issue that emotions can boil to the surface, but it is critical that we stay focused on the positive and that we not ever find ourselves too afraid to take the steps that will truly help. This center is one of a kind, a bright spot in our efforts. Let's celebrate the services provided here as well as the service providers. So thank you to them. As we get this center up and running, and it will take a few more weeks to get this facility running at 100%, we are developing a service model that works and is eliminating what doesn't work. We are committed to getting this right, and in the meantime, if it proves to be helpful, we will expand the CCC program. Today, I want to thank those who have gotten us this far, and also thank the team who will be providing the frontline care in this center. Like our police officers who are working so hard down in this neighborhood, you may not hear it enough, but thank you to all of you for all the public service you are providing and the efforts that you are making. I want you to know they are greatly appreciated. And to Chief Brown, let me say I am incredibly grateful to you and your efforts that have come because we have heeded this call to help. And you are a model of public service and community involvement. So thank you for leading the charge. Thank you again for coming. I truly appreciate your time and attention on this. We are gaining ground and we are making significant steps forward that will truly be helpful to this neighborhood and to the issues of resolving the homeless crisis we have been experiencing here in Salt Lake City. I'm now going to turn the time over to Councilman Stan Penfold.
Thank you all so much for being here. It's such an honor to be a part of this project and to see how quickly the police department has activated this space in response to the direction and some ideas from the council. We ask a lot of our police department. We ask them to keep us safe. We ask them to go into very difficult situations. We ask them to be strong and powerful and forceful, and we ask them to be kind and compassionate and considerate. We expect amazing things from our police department, and this is one of the situations where I'm so grateful for the ability of our police department, in particular Chief Brown, to look out into the community to see what the needs are and to really consider and implement new models for addressing age-old challenges and problems in our community. Homelessness in Salt Lake City is not unique to Salt Lake City. Homelessness is a national crisis. And the unique component of hopelessness in Salt Lake is that we have an incredibly amazing and compassionate community who's willing to work very, very hard to address an incredibly complex issue that includes everything from mental health to substance use to crime to poverty to employment. The variety of circumstances around homeless individuals and homeless families are incredibly difficult and challenging. I am so grateful to Chief Brown for his willingness to look at a model that really takes an extra step and reinforces something our police officers in this neighborhood are already doing. They're already trying to help people. And this location, these new social workers, give them that extra ability to connect people at risk to services in our community. And the providers that we have here are going to be critical to the relationship with the social workers here at the community center. I can't say enough about the chief and his willing to be innovative and try something new. And I can't say enough about the mayor for supporting this project, which was pretty new to her when she came on as mayor, but she's been behind it 100%. And I certainly can't say enough about our providers and our community here that's working as hard as they can to sort through a very complicated issue. And I have every confidence that Salt Lake City is going to be a leader in providing homeless services that other communities in the nation will look to, because we know how to do things in a very compassionate way. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for your support. Thank you to everybody in the police department and the administration who made this happen.
Good morning, and thanks for having me here today. I want to welcome everybody to District 4. We are standing right in the heart of District 4, and in a lot of ways, the Pioneer Park and Rio Grande neighborhood truly is the beating heart of not only District 4, but the entire city. It's no secret that the Rio Grande neighborhood has had its fair share of struggles over the years. The people of this neighborhood have been begging for solutions and some relief. Whether you work here or live here, or you are somebody who is experiencing homelessness, relief can't come soon enough. We, as the City Council and the Mayor's Office, know that there is no single one solution to fixing the chaos that is the Pioneer Park and Rio Grande neighborhood. Instead, there must be lots of individual efforts that work together to improve this part of town and to ultimately fold people back into our communities. During the most recent budget cycle, the City City Council was successful at directing very important resources to improve both public safety and public health in this neighborhood. For instance, we expanded the clean team. We also rolled out a job training program for women who are experiencing homelessness. We funded new mobile restrooms to help divert some of the human waste that this neighborhood is experiencing. And we've expanded the locker program so that people don't have to push shopping carts around in order for their stuff to be safe during the day. Under the leadership of both Mayor Biskupski and Mayor Ben McAdams, we have the collective impact approach, which is working really hard at realigning the service system to better and more efficiently provide services to those who most need it. And today, I'm proud to stand here with my colleagues Stan Penfold and Mayor Biskupski and the Chief of Police, Chief Brown, to roll out the Community Connection Center, which will be a productive resource in connecting those who are experiencing homelessness to very important therapeutic interventions and case management, and it will connect the broader community to the public safety officers who are working hard to protect the whole community. I'd like to personally thank the service providers who are driven by passion and hard work. I'd like to thank the private organizations that are dedicated to this community. In particular, in this neighborhood, we have Art Space that has been an advocate and a leader in addressing the issues that this neighborhood faces. And I'd also like to thank Councilmember Stan Penfold for having the foresight, the vision, and the leadership for pushing this idea forward last year. So thank you.
Let's give a couple concluding remarks. The staff will be available for any breakout sessions after we're concluded. And some of the talking points that we want to emphasize is we've used a lot of terminology today about the Community Connection Center and social workers. What I want to make sure that we emphasize is this is a group effort with it's the new Salt Lake City Mental Health and Substance Abuse Unit, which consists of the social workers, the homeless outreach service team, and the crisis intervention team will all be based out of this center. So with that, I'm very proud to announce the grand opening, the official ribbon cutting of the new Salt Lake City Police Community Connection Center.